My boss fired me for ruining the aesthetic with safety tape, so I called OSHA while he was giving a tour to investors. The sound of the yellow and black hazard tape ripping off the polished concrete floor echoed like a zipper opening up a body bag. My manager, Julian, a man who thought OSHA was a small town in Wisconsin and wore sunglasses indoors to hide his lack of vision, stood over the exposed high-voltage conduit, balling up the safety marking I had applied an hour ago. "It's ugly, David," Julian sneered, tossing the sticky ball of tape at my chest. "We have the venture capital firm coming for a tour at noon. I want clean lines. I want minimalism. This tape looks like a crime scene. It's visual pollution. It's a trip hazard, Julian," I said, peeling the tape off my shirt. "That conduit carries 480 volts to the server rack. It sticks up 2 inches from the floor. The code requires high visibility marking. If someone trips, they don't just fall, they fry. Excuses are the enemy of elegance," he recited, checking his reflection in the glass wall. "I'm tired of your negativity. You're always quoting regulations like a buzzkill. I'm letting you go. Effective immediately. Incompatible with company culture. Pack your box. I want you gone before the investors arrive. I don't want them seeing your bad vibes. You're firing me for marking a high voltage line," I asked, a cold, jagged amusement settling in my gut. "Julian, the investors are walking right through here. If they trip, they won't trip," he shouted. "They are graceful people, unlike you. Get out, and leave the safety vest. It clashes with the decor." I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I handed him my badge. "Good luck with the elegance, Julian," I said. "Break a leg." I walked out of the building at 11 a.m. I didn't go home. I sat in my car across the street, reclined the seat, and picked up my phone. Julian thought safety was a suggestion. He forgot that I wasn't just the facility manager. I was also the guy who had the direct line to the regional OSHA director because we played softball together. I dialed the number. "Hey, Frank," I said. "You know that inspection you've been wanting to do? The one I kept putting off because I was fixing things? Well, I was just fired. And the boss just removed all the hazard markings on the main power run. Oh, and he has civilians touring the floor in 20 minutes. "I'm 10 minutes away," Frank said. "I'll bring the big citation book." That's when the real bombshell dropped. I watched from my car as the black SUVs pulled up. The investors, 3 guys in suits worth more than my life, walked in, shaking hands with Julian. Julian was beaming, pointing at his clean lines, completely unaware that he was walking them through a minefield. They moved toward the server room. I held my breath. The lead investor, a tall guy looking at the ceiling architecture, didn't see the gray conduit on the gray floor because Julian had removed the tape. Thump. The guy's toe caught the pipe. He went down hard, but he didn't just fall. He reached out to break his fall and grabbed the server rack handle. The force of the impact yanked the conduit loose from the floor box, which Julian had also loosened because the bolts were ugly. Zop. A shower of blue sparks exploded from the floor. The lights flickered and died. The investor screamed, scrambling backward on the polished concrete like a crab on ice. Julian stood there, frozen, his mouth open, bathed in the red glow of the emergency backup lights. And then, the front doors opened again. Frank walked in, wearing his neon yellow OSHA vest and a hard hat. He looked at the investor on the floor clutching his ankle. He looked at the sparking wires. He looked at Julian. "Afternoon," Frank boomed. "I received a tip about an imminent danger. Looks like I was late for the fireworks." Julian stammered, pointing at the door. "David did this. He sabotaged the floor." "Actually," I said, walking into the lobby with my termination paperwork in hand. "I have a time-stamped letter here stating I was fired at 11 a.m. for visual pollution. Specifically, for applying safety tape. I believe the hazard was created after my employment ended." The investor on the floor looked up, pain and fury in his eyes. "You removed the safety markings," he hissed at Julian. "For aesthetics. It was a vibe." Julian whimpered. "I'm suing you," the investor said. "And I'm pulling the funding. And I'm shutting you down," Frank added, slapping a "Danger, do not enter" sticker on the glass door. "Imminent hazard. Building is closed until further notice. Fines start at $70,000. Julian was fired by the board that night. The company collapsed because the funding was pulled. I got a job as a safety consultant for the investment firm. My first recommendation, more tape. Am I the monster for calling the feds, or did Julian trip over his own ego?